सुनो मत बोलो. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100%. करे नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complete level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. If you take my picture from the lower angle, I'll be seen as a giant. If you take my picture from the top, I'll be seen like a pygmy. So the right picture will be when it is taken from or at the eye level. Then it will be perfect. In the same manner, how do we look at this world? Are we looking at this world from the relative standpoint or from the absolute standpoint? This is what makes the difference in life. And therefore, the relative standpoint we know. What is that? If I am a husband, the cause of my misery is my wife. If I am a patient, the cause of my misery is doctor. So we are all expert in blaming others for all our problems. Then we are samsari. Samsari means what? Who is constantly telling you sorry, sorry, sorry is samsari. See? We have to get out of it. Then we have to change our standpoint. And that standpoint we have seen in the morning class. Thank God you are not there. So I'll just give a little glimpses of that standpoint. See? Yastu sarvani bhutani atmannevanupashyati sarvabhuteshu chatmanam na tato vijugupsate. This is the 6th mantra. See? When we are able to discover this, sarvani bhutani atmani anupashyati. He who is able to include everything in the definition of his I. See? Whatever is included in the definition of I, we love that. We don't hate it. How simple it is. And whatever is excluded from the definition of I, immediately it becomes bad, unwanted. So what should be the vision? See, the vision is, let us find out some criteria to include everybody in us. Like we are all Indians, one criteria. Now we are all here in USA, one criteria. But if we go among the non-Indians, criteria has changed. If we go to Russia, criteria has changed. So is there a common criteria by which we are able to include everything and exclude nothing? This is the spiritual practice. Yastu sarvani bhutani atmani eva anupashyati. So let us find out the common denominator. And it can be found out only by proper inquiry. See. Now all of us are made up of the same material. See? It is not that a sannyasi is made up of 5.5 elements And grahastha is made up of 2.5 elements. No, the same. There is no difference whatsoever. And therefore, if we focus attention on a common factor, we will talk less of differences and common factor will be important for us. So let us find out a common factor. The common factor is we are all alive. Anybody has got doubt? We are all alive. See? Now, what are the expressions of life? Basically, two expressions. One is joy and second is sorrows. Two major expressions. So, what should be the spiritual practice according to Upanishad? This is said in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter. Bhagavan says, Atmaupamena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo mataha. He who is able to be happy in the happiness of others, and he who is able to extend a helping hand to a miserable person, he is a real yogi. He has really learned spiritual life. We don't have to do. So if somebody is happy, we should be happy. But normally what happens? Malum hai, Are, let us celebrate their happiness. One person asked me this question. Swamiji, what is the secret of your perpetual happiness? I said, I attend the marriages of everybody. That is the only time they are happy. So I am with them that time. Rest of the time they manage themselves. How simple it is. And if there is a misery, now this is very important thing. I'll tell you one event which happened years before. This happened in Delhi. There used to be one old couple and then they used to be very dear to me because they were giving me good food. Here also, why I like her, she gives me good food. Only keep my stomach filled, I am happy. So, one day I got a message that she died, old lady. I couldn't go. So I sent a message, I'll come the moment I'm free from this. After 15 days, I reached there. And after going there, a normal talk here and there, how the government is bad, how the people are bad, how the weather is changing. These topics do not create sin or merit. So you talk something nonsense. So that is what I did. When I was leaving that place, my friend who was so old, that time I was young, he said, you are a real Swami. I said, what mistake I had done? You did not make me cry. Why? All the people when they used to come after the death of my wife, they will keep on talking about her death and how miserable I am. I am left alone. Now what will happen to you? And they used to scratch me to cry. But you did not make me cry. Therefore you are a Swami. Then I said, Papa, why should I make you cry? Is it necessary? When the wife dies, the husband is miserable. Maybe. He is happy? Who knows? See, friends, don't take life too seriously. See? Therefore, if we are happy in the happiness of others, and if we do not remind somebody of his miseries, it's so important. I was in this Pittsburgh. There is one lady, she is having some problem, perpetual problems, years together. Now what can be done? So when she met me, Swamiji, my husband will tell you about my health. I said, is it Ramayana or what? I don't want to know. See? What is there to talk about your real health all the time? See? Therefore, if we practice these two things, think of happiness, not miseries. Miseries you don't, if you don't want miseries, I give you a simple technique, die. You will make others miserable. You will be happy. See? Then, sarva bhuteshu atmanam. And then, reflect yourself in everybody. How do we reflect? The mother or the father, they reflect themselves in their children. How? Now, those parents, father, for example, who was unable to fulfill his many desires as a child, could not have good clothes, could not have good shoes, could not have a good pen or something. Now, when he is grown up and he has got everything, he relives his life through his children. How simple? Because he is seeing himself reflected in the child. In the same manner, let us find out a common factor because of which we can be together and not separate. This is what happens if we are living in the absolute truth. Then the second mantra was Yasmin sarvani bhutani atma eva abhut vijanatah tatra ko mohakka shokaha ekatva manupashyatah. And when we are able to recognize this whole world is my extension only. Now be very attentive. All colors and forms are the extension of the vision. All sense organs and organs of action are the extension of the mind. Mind is the extension of the I. I is an extension of the life. And life is the manifestation of pure consciousness. You don't have to do anything. Only recognize this. Now the question is, how do we travel this journey? So the journey will be traveled. Give up the differences. So many different colors, different forms, give up. Then we'll come to the eyes. Similarly, give up all the objects unnecessarily importance, we'll come back to the sense organs. Let us not be slaves to our sense organs. We drop them, we come to the mind. Let us not be influenced by personal likes and dislikes. We drop the mind, we come to the I. And let us not make prestige issue out of anything. We come to the life. Up to here is our spiritual practice. Hereafter, he takes over. As a result, what will happen? Tatra ko mohakka shokaha. The delusion that I am fortunate, I am unfortunate, I am mistaken by everybody, nobody likes me. See, all that delusion will disappear. And therefore, the shoka is perpetually miserable personality. If somebody does a mistake in asking you, how are you? Don't take revenge. But I have gone through that experience once. A Punjabi family. When I went to their house, one old lady, it was my fault. Why did I go there? I don't know. So I asked her, I said, Amma, how are you? Swami, beto. Is it a Ram Katha or what, beto? Then she started telling, this morning when I got up, my ankle got twisted. It was so painful. And then her description was so live, I started getting pain everywhere. So when she was talking, her grandson called me. Swamiji, 1 minute. I said, okay. I said, Mama, wait, your grandson is calling me. He said, how can you listen to the same thing again and again? I said, what do I do? Do what we do. I said, what you do? We show her fingers. When she starts anything, we tell. Dadi Ma, you told 3 times already. Then she keeps quiet. I said, very good. I went back. Swamiji, how far I have come, I have forgotten. Never mind. I start again. And when she started, then I showed her my both fingers. 25 times you have told me, stop now, enough. Don't talk your miseries to anybody in this world. Number 1, don't try to make anybody happy. God has failed to make us happy. And that me, the miserable, want to make others happy. Don't try that. Because we all belong to democratic setup, is it not? Everybody has got a right to be miserable. Tathastu. And we don't have to make anybody miserable. Everybody is self-sufficient. We don't require anybody. Therefore, the shoka and the moha, it will disappear when we are able to recognize that the whole world is the extension of the same reality. The more we become subtle in our understanding, the experience and the quality of the experience changes. See? For example, if I ask you, what are you seeing? What will be your reply? You are seeing such beautiful photographs and all of us. But that is not the truth. It is wrong. Then what is wrong? You are seeing the reflected light on the things. If there is no light, can you see anything? So what we are seeing is the reflected light. But we are so preoccupied with these objects that we have forgotten that there is a light which is reflected on these objects. Number one. Second thing, okay, what you are seeing, I am seeing the reflected light. No, you are not seeing the reflected light. Then you are seeing the reflection of the reflected light on your retina. See? We are not seeing the object. Unless it is reflected and an image is formed, you cannot see anything. So what are we seeing? We are seeing only the images, not the real. Now, next step. If the reflecting media is murky, a lot of, for example, in the water, you put gobar, cow dung, and mix it. In that water, how will be the reflection? Very faint, not very clear. And if we are making that water shaky, reflection will be also shaky. And if that water is clean, neat, without any dirt and steady, reflection will be perfect, is it not? In the same manner, where the whole world is experienced by us in our mind. How is our mind all the time? Frustrated during our childhood. This was not the way. These days, children see all the time sitting at home. Go and play outside. Frustrated. Now, in their frustrated mind, what will be the experience? Will it be a good experience? Therefore, what is necessary is do not justify that we are disturbed because of anything in this world. Those who become miserable because of others, they are the fools of the highest order. Why should we become miserable because of others? They have got every right, tathastu, don't get involved. This I learned from one of my experience in Rishikesh. I told you, real spiritual practice is learn from every experience of your life. I was nicely enjoying on the banks of Ganges, watching the whole thing. There was one child crying. No, let him cry. Why you should worry? But there were three ladies. Many have got this complaint against me. Swamiji, you are against ladies. Always make fun. I say, I am not. You see the movies, Hindi movies. Ladies movie is Teen Deviya. Where is their disrespect? And gents, three idiots. How much more respect you want? So these three ladies, they asked me, Swamiji, why he is crying? I said, come on, I don't know. You think why he is crying? There is no need to worry about anybody. Why he is crying? I said, you tell. So one was the mother. Mothers know only one thing. The child is a tiffin box and he should be filled. So the mother said, he may be hungry, therefore he is crying. I said, very good. Now second one was a doctor. Doctors cannot think health. They can think only the disease. So there may be abdominal colic, and therefore, I said enough. The third one was a social worker. Why this child is, can you imagine? In our country, I said, stop, no, don't give a lecture. Social workers are creating problems out of nothing. They say, now you tell why the child could be crying. I said, I don't waste my time in these stupid questions. Why not ask him? The child is here crying, you ask him. They ask, hey, why are you crying? Nothing, time pass. Don't waste your time in this world. See, we have no business. And when we do, see, I have done so much for my child, but now he doesn't respect me. Friends, remember, who needs whom? The parents need the children or the children need the parents. When you people get married, if there is no child born for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, then you start running from pillar to post. So who needs whom? But the parents have that arrogance. Itna bada kiya. What you have done? Pump air every day. And because of that, we become miserable, friends. Therefore, don't get involved in this world beyond limits. This was the topic which we have done this morning. Now, such a person, what is his experience? Saparyaga shukramakayam avranam asnaviram shuddham apapaviddham. Now he is the one. Saparyagat. Paryagat means he has experienced this. What? Shuddham, shukram, apapaviddham. Meaning he has transcended himself beyond the gross body, beyond the mind, the subtle body, and beyond the causal body. He has risen above that. And therefore, Shuddham Apapaviddham, he is no more carrying any burden of any regrets in his life. No regrets. See, friends, in old age, we suffer because of these two things. One is the guilt because of some regrets. What should not have been done, that I have done. What should have been done, that I have never done. So in the old age, we have got all the time at our disposal. Therefore, those things start coming again and again. And therefore, we suffer. So here, what can be done? Now be attentive. There is one person, I don't know alive or not. He met me and said, Swamiji, I want to have a personal meeting with you. I will come to your room. I said, Khabardar, don't come to my room. Wherever I stay, I don't invite people to come and meet me there. Do you know why? Suppose somebody comes to my place and I get bored of that fellow. I can't push him out. But if I go to somebody's house and I get bored, I had to go and I can run away. See? Therefore, this man, he came and then he said, I want to have private personal meeting with you. I said, there is nothing private, there is nothing personal. And I don't want to listen to you. The next day, he wrote 4 or 5 pages in an envelope and put it, and he, before everybody, so many people were there, he sat down and held my feet. Unless you promise before everybody that you will read it, I will not leave you. An old man, what can you do? See, old people are always a problem. So I said, okay, I'll read. Then he left me. Now, naturally, I had to keep my word. So when I went, I read. You know what was that? He has married 4 times, but he never told the wives that he is married 4 times. And from every wife he had two, three children. And one day it was leaked somehow. Therefore, all the four wives gave him divorce. Then he was asking me, Swamiji, what should I do? Hey, get married once more. You are expert now. See, friends, it is so important. If you really want to walk spiritual path, try this technique. Do not talk about your past to anybody on any topic. I will give you mantra diksha right now. Today is what date? 20? Yeah, 6th, no? 6th May 2023. Now this is diksha. Be sincere. It will help you in your life. Your right hand put on your left heart, not somebody else's. And you know your right hand, left hand, many people put this way also. See, I'm seeing. Now repeat after me. 6th May 2023. 6th May 2023. 6th May 2023. Now your diksha is over. Now the meaning of this thing. See? I am not giving you complicated mantras. Now our Maha Mantra. You don't require any difficulty in understanding. The same mantra like that. Now what is the use of this mantra? You are not going to talk anything, whatever has happened before this date. Now talk. See? Otherwise, all the time. Swamiji, last time you came, 2023, 6th June. Friends, our individuality becomes strong only because we bring the dead past in the present. Now learn this simple principle. Do we have an option to live yesterday and tomorrow? No. What is natural is to live today. Why not do that? See? All your gossiping will end. Then you will come to discover one more thing. When we talk to others, we talk about our past or their past. When we talk to ourselves, we talk about the future. Like suppose Amma does meditation. This time I say no meditation. See, they sit for meditation. And what is meditation? Uh, I had to prepare, upma for Swamiji. Whether I should cut the onion or not, but I don't know whether to take onion. Meditation, upma cutting. See, don't become anybody. Remain as nobody. Then we are free to receive the divine messages. You know the technical term Rishi, not Rishi Kapoor. Rishi means Rishayaha mantra dashtaraha. Rishis are those to whom the divine mantras are revealed because they are completely empty. We are so filled. We have never learned the simple rule of your computer. Select, shift, delete. Keep on accumulating. And when you are completely free, then it is said, such a person is Kavi. Kavi means Krantadarshi. He who is able to see beyond the limitations of time, space and object. See friends, like for just example, movement of the various stars, planets. These rishis, they were going and standing there with a clock. Where from they got? Is because of this. Merge with the total. Such a person, sa kavihi, manishi, he is able to transcend the limitations of time, space, and object. Their words carry the meaning. See? And then Kavi Manishi, Paribhuhu Swayambhuhu. He is able to move around in this world, staying in his own place. And Swayambhu, independent of everything, and such Mahatmas, they have created all the scriptures for you and me. And therefore, none of the Upanishad or the Vedas are appended with the name of the author. They don't claim that we have written, but then it is revealed through them. See, friends? Why? Because like my voice is revealed to you through this mic. Only because mic has nothing to add. In the same manner, the divine expresses through us if we have nothing to say, nothing to add in our life. Let him express. See, my friends, this experience of yours is a trailer of God realization. At this moment, you don't have the following thoughts. You are a man or a woman. You are in USA or in India. You are rich or poor. You are healthy or unhealthy. None of them. The experience is just of being without becoming anybody. And being can be only by knowing. You cannot be without knowing. And you cannot know without being. Because they are one and the same. In this manner, such great masters have given us the scriptures, and we have to walk our path according to their direction. So what is the path they have indicated? Now I am reading mantra 9. If you want, repeat small mantra. Andam tama pravishanti ye avidyam upasate tato bhuya ivate tamaha sauvidyayagam rata. Now these are the technical terms. When we understand, then the meaning comes correctly. Andham tamaha pravishanti ye avidyam upasate. Now avidya means what? Avidya means three things. One, a sense of incompleteness. A means apurna, incomplete. So a sense of incompleteness, number one. Number two, sense of otherness. So incompleteness, otherness. These two things put together create a turmoil in our mind. The turmoil is called as the desire. And when the desire pressure increases, we get into activities. So, ye avidyam upasate means what? Those who are lost only in karma, karma, karma. They end up, andham tabaha pravishanti. They end up in darkness. What is the darkness? Darkness is they'll be doing so much and yet they will be frustrated in life. I had done so much for everybody, but this world is very bad, Yeah, one good example. There was one lady somewhere in Mumbai probably. We were having a satsang like this. After satsang was over, the organizers introduced Swamiji, she is so and so. She is a daughter of the governor of a particular state. So naturally, she has to be respected, governor's ladki. So I say, yes, Amma. Swamiji, governor's daughter can't be average. Swamiji, why in this world good people suffer and bad people enjoy? I said, Amma, that I don't know, forget about it. You tell me, how is your life suffering? No, I am okay. I said, you got a reply? Friends, wise people never complain. See, friends, andam tamaha pravishanti. We end up in darkness. What is the darkness? We start living only at sukha kachra. Yesterday I told you. Sukha kachra, dry garbage. How many things we want to accumulate. There is no end to it. And then the andam tamaha pravishanti ye avidyam upasate. Then tato bhuja ivate tamaha ya vidyaya gamrataha. The vidya means upasana. Puja, Pothi, this fast, that fast, standing on one leg, doing tapasya, standing in Ganges. It is so cold. No, but I have to stand up to this level and then lift the hand up there and then do the japa. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Don't do all that. We are not to torture ourselves. One or two examples I'll give you. Have you heard a Jnani Purush or a devotee of the Lord has ever cursed anybody? Who are cursing? Two persons. One, Tapasvi. Durvasa was a great Tapasvi yogi. He has cursed even Shivji. There will be a problem in your marriage. Right? And there was a problem. See? And similarly, yogi. Why? Because they are becoming obstinate. One technique I'll tell you, I guarantee you will not do it. Because we are still holding on to the andam tamaha pravishanti. See, try this. Suppose you are observing Ekadashi, knowing well that today is Ekadashi, knowing well you have been observing Ekadashi for last so many years, knowing well, knowingly you stop, don't observe Ekadashi. That day, eat food and watch your mind. See? Suppose you are doing japa. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam. Nothing wrong, very good. One day, purposely don't do it. And watch your mind. Friends, a seeker is born when we start working on our mind. See? I'll give some data. See how simple it is. Our body is made up of 5 elements. I'll show you where are they. From toe up to the loins is element earth. From loins up to the umbilicus is element water. From umbilicus up to the heart is element fire. From the heart up to the throat is the element air. From the throat up to the Bhrumadhya, element space. From the Bhrumadhya up to the top is element mind. And beyond that is consciousness. So, you are sitting quiet. No, I cannot do it because today is Ekadashi, ho gaya satyanas. Work on your mind, my friends. And then you start. Only do bhavana, nothing to be done. Only bhavana. So we sit quiet. Now the legs are dissolved in the water element. So below the loins, there are no legs. Now from the umbilicus up to the loins is the water element. This is dissolved in the fire. Dissolve the fire in the fire. The fire is from where? From the umbilicus up to the chest. So below the chest, there is nothing. Then this fire is dissolved in the air. So air is from the chest up to the throat. Below this, there is nothing. Then the throat to Bhumadhya is a element space. Come over here. Below the eyes, nothing is there. Only mind. Now this mind, we dissolve in consciousness. We have done nothing. Here, we have not gained anything. That is our essential nature. We have not lost anything because it was never ours. When tomorrow I am going from Amita's house, am I losing anything? It was never my house. Think. Therefore, all the time, karma, 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 all the time, upasana, upasana, we get lost in this world. So, if you do this thing, you will go to the heaven, you will go to Vaikuntha, you will go to Kailash. Why these things are told? Only to bring to our notice that we are someone residing in the body. First of all, we have to give up the body identification. Then second step is, who is this who is living in the body? So he is named as Jiva. But what is that Jiva? We never inquire. So to understand Jiva, I give a simple example. Man is Brahman, Bhagavan, and husband is Jiva. So how a husband is born out of man? When he accepts the conditioning of the wife. So conditioned man is husband. See? Conditioned Paramatma is Jiva. Now for this, will that husband to leave the wife? No. We don't have to discard the body. Only come to recognize this. With this wisdom, living our day-to-day life is the purpose of this Upanishadic study. Or else our whole life goes in this. The teacher says, Anye devahur vidya, anye dahur vidya, iti shushrumadhiranam, he nastad vichachakshire. The wise people who taught us, they told us that the result of the karma is different and the result of the upasana is different. And therefore, vidyamcha avidyamcha yastad vedo bhayagam saha avidyam mrityum tirtva vidyamrita ashnute. So these are the three areas how we should live our life. So vidyamcha avidyamcha, both karma and upasana should be practiced in life. They are essential. Then what will happen? Avidyaya mrityum tirtva. When we are engaging ourselves into karma, we will give up laziness. There are three problems in human life. One is the alasya, nidra and pramad. Alasya is laziness. Nidra, sleep even in the satsang. And pramad is ability to repeat the same mistake efficiently again and again. These three things can be corrected if we keep ourselves actively busy in whatever we are doing. See, friends, don't waste your time in rest. If people give me a lot of advice, Swamiji, you are running too much here and there. No, stop it. It is enough now. I said, okay, I'll come and stay in your house for good. Who wants that? Therefore, if I rest, I rust. See, this thing I don't understand. I don't understand. But one of my friends, he says, Swamiji, you should learn bhajan kirtan. See, every Mahatma does. I said, I am not a Mahatma, I am a Chota Atma, I don't know. Then he said, no. And he gave me one harmonium like this thing, kept it. And after 6 months, he came, Swamiji, have you done? I said, what? That harmonium. I said, what harmonium? You didn't touch. I said, no, I didn't touch. And it was not used for more than 6 months. So he said, oh God, I hope it is not spoiled. And then he pumped the air and pump, it became opened up. Because it was never used. Exactly the same way. Keep your faculties active. And therefore I told you, learn something in life. Learn something. I tell you, in these 2 years, I was staying in my small flat in Bombay. I could have become frustrated, depressed, oh, nobody is there, no, then you suffer. No. So that time I learned so many many cooking things I learned there. I am not going to do it. So that has kept me busy. And then I learned a lot of gardening. I had such a beautiful garden developed. See? Keep active, keep busy. Therefore, vidyam cha avidyam cha yastad vedo bhaigam sama, he who practices both of them, avidyaya mrityum tirtva, laziness is death. No laziness. We have to be active. And for that also I told you, at night we are nobody. Before you become anybody, finish your spiritual practice. So you are nobody in the deep sleep, you come out, don't become anybody. Mother, father, brother, husband, wife, in-law, outlaw, don't become anybody. And in that nobody status, complete what you have to do. You do the japa, you do the puja, you do cleaning, whatever, without becoming anybody. And that is why our scriptures tell, begin your day in the Brahma Muhurta. That is the reason. But we want to do 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we'll do puja. Till then, Bhagwan is waiting, I have to go to bathroom, I have to go to bathroom. Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. See, friends. Therefore, avidyaya mrityum tirtva. By karma, we rise above the laziness, negativity, etc. And vidyaya amrutam ashnute. And vidya, when we do upasana, be attentive. Upasana gives us one important thing. When the body is dropped, nothing happens to me. When the childhood body was dropped, what happened to me? Childhood went, then teenage came. That also went, middle age came. Nothing happened to me. So I am supporting all these conditions. Similarly, old age will also go, nothing will happen to me. देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहांतर प्राप्ति धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति. So these upasana done by the jiva gives us this clear understanding that when the body drops, we continue to exist. See, friends, this is how we should work on ourselves as a spiritual practice. Now, after this is done, then we come to the next step, which is the field of operation. So, in the 12th mantra, the teacher says, Andam tama pravishanti ye asambhutim upasate tato bhuya ivate tamaha yau sambhutyagam rataha. We live at two levels, individual level and totality level. So, asambhuti means totality and sambhuti means the individuality. We have no independent existence. We are definitely influenced by the totality where we are living. See, for example, a person from, let us take UP. He born there, studied there, everything. If he has to speak English, he will not speak. He will speak. He will start. He will smile. Because the totality is influencing the individuality. If he is a Bengali will be always talking that language which we don't understand. How important it is. Therefore, andam tama pravishanti asambhuti upasate. All the time talking about the whole world. The world is my family. I will do for everything for the world. What about your own family? Therefore, don't overdo. Do participate in the total world, not at the cost of your individual life. Then only we are having a balance in life. Then अन्य देवाहो संभवान अन्य दाहुर संभवान इति शुश्रुवधीराणाम ये नस्तद्विचक्षिरे. When we are thus practicing this, living at individuality level and totality level, the results are different. And now the teacher says, Sambhutim cha vinasham cha yastad vedo bhayagam sa. Now we have to have a perfect balance in our life. We have to take care of our individual life, family life. At the same time, we have to participate in the total social structure. Then only our human life is fulfilled. Otherwise, our life becomes like a cocoon. See? Do you know what is the fulfillment of human life? To love and to be loved is the fulfillment. Just imagine, you have come home from your work, knock the door, and then your wife opens the door, takes the briefcase from your hand, and holds your hand and takes you to a chair, and near the chair, in a nice container, warm water is kept, a fresh towel is kept. She makes you sit, removes your shoes, and removes the socks, and makes that cloth wet. This is just a story. All husbands are lost in that. See? So when this will happen, how happy you will be. Imagine how happy you will be. Because wherever you go, you are loved, and it can happen only if you have loved everybody. See, friends, that is the fulfillment in life. Therefore, to love and to be loved. Wherever you go in the world, if you are required with great affection and love, you require nothing more than this in life. In old age, this loneliness comes because we have nobody around us. Why? Because our life has been very selfish. Therefore, we have to have a perfect balance. Today in Ramana Maharshi Ashram, I was talking, and one example I gave. With that, I'll conclude. See, once a child asked a question to Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi. Bhagwan, what is meditation? A child, maybe about 7-8 years. What is meditation? Because everywhere that meditation disease is spreading. So, and there are courses, crash course in meditation. You will be crushed there. See? So, Bhagwan said, okay, let us go and have breakfast, then I'll tell you. So they went, sat together on the floor itself, and nice garam dosha was there. Everybody started eating. Bhagwan also started eating. Then he told them, when I say Om, you should start eating. When I say Om, you should stop eating. Okay? Okay. So he is looking at the dosha and waiting when Bhagwan will say Om. Looking, listening. Bhagwan is eating. And this child is looking. And Bhagavan said, Om. And he wanted to gulp as much as he can. And after he has finished eating, then Bhagavan said, Om. He had his fill. Then he was asked a question. Where was your attention? Was it only on the dosha, or only on Om, or on both? The child said, my attention was on both dosha as well as Om. This is the meaning of these mantras. Our attention should be on Him as well as in this world. He is totality. We are individuality. If we have to lead a meaningful spiritual life, we must not be satisfied only by what I will get, what I will get. On the contrary, how much we can share and be together, that is the fulfillment in life. This is how these two areas, one, our personal life, karma and upasana, will make us fit. And leading our individual family life and also participating in a society that will create a good balance in our life. Such a life is fulfilled. And that is how the lifestyle is indicated in this beautiful Upanishad. The hereafter, but somebody dies, where will he go? Let him go, you don't worry, okay? About that we will take in our next class. Tomorrow is the concluding one. So we'll see what happens after death. For those who want to see, come to die. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.